How can someone buy a property in Canada as an international student? Do you want the good news or the bad news? So let's start with the bad news. To answer the question directly is with a lot of cash. Essentially, international students need to be employed for 20 hours per week during school terms, which make up 2/3 of a full year. The amount they can earn isn't going to be enough to cover the cost of their tuition. International students tend to pay 3 times more than local Canadian students, and their tuition fees go up on a yearly basis. Getting a loan from your home country also doesn't help, unless you can pay the property in full here in Canada with the borrowed money from your home country. If you do have this financial flexibility, then great. You don't need a mortgage. And you don't need to be a citizen or a permanent resident in order to purchase property in Canada. But if you don't have this luxury and you're an international student, you won't generate sufficient income, first of all, to cover the cost of your education, and second of all, to cover the cost of a mortgage. Here comes the good news. The good news is that there are newcomer programs in place for immigrants who've arrived to Canada in the past 60 months or 5 years who plan on becoming or who are already a permanent resident. There are 3 main cases, and so I will explain each in detail so it's clear for you. The first type of newcomer, and this applies to work permit holders. They are those who declare tax in Canada and who are pending a permanent residence application approval with Form 1442 as evidence. Without this form, you would be treated as a foreign investor. The point is to get approval with Form 1442 so you can qualify with a lower down payment than a foreign investor would. If your PR application is pending, then you could qualify for as little as 5% down payment on your property, given you have the income and that your credit score is higher than 680 to supplement the mortgage payments. Of course, there will be other requirements that the lender will ask of you. If you don't have established credit history or credit score, then your down payment minimum would likely be 10%, and this does depend on each specific situation. Now, the second type of newcomer is the permanent resident who has no credit history established in Canada. Let's say you've moved to Canada in less than 5 years or 60 months, and you have not yet applied for a credit card or a line of credit. Or you don't want to use credit because you believe cash is all you need for your transactions, and maybe you use your debit card to make some of your purchases. And that is not true for Canada, not in 2022. Here, we use credit cards because they help build credit history. And your credit history is similar to your medical history in that it indicates your spending patterns, and that builds your credibility in the eyes and the records of lenders. In essence, your credit history and credit score indicate that you're capable of managing your debt and making your payments on time. If you cannot make debt payments on time, then there are always ways in which you can improve your credit. You can search for these online or contact me for tips and a strategy on how to improve your credit. So back to mortgages. If your credit is inexistent or under 680, then your minimum down payment requirement would be 10%. This is valid as long as you have sufficient income to supplement the mortgage payments and as long as you meet all the other lending conditions. The third type of newcomer is the permanent resident who has credit history already established here in Canada. If you already have your PR status and have credit history as well, your mortgage requirements are exactly the same as for a Canadian citizen. Congratulations! You can purchase a property with 5% down payment even if your credit score is under 680. However, the interest rate you will be paying will be slightly higher as the lender would be taking on more risk due to your lower credit score. If you're willing to wait and improve your credit score before applying for a mortgage, then you can score a lower interest rate at a later time. This way, saving yourself thousands of dollars in the long run. If you want to know more about building your credit and maintaining a healthy credit history, then I strongly suggest you check out my video on how to build credit. There you have it. These are the options for those who are new to Canada. And again, if you're an international student, your best option is to apply for permanent residency and to build your credit history and credit score until your PR application is processed and you have proof of this through Form 1442. Only then can you apply for a mortgage with a relatively low down payment. So if you found value in this video or the series, like, comment, and share with your friends and family who might also derive value and use this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and learn more on how to build wealth through mortgages. Until next time, stay informed.